Coed, welcome to the Spirit of the Trees. Selena Walker Dewey. I'm Selena, I'm a naturopath, nutritionist and herbalist, and today I'm down in our garden on the second day of having snow, and I wanted to talk to you about the effect this may have had on some of the plants and to see how strong and amazing the herbs and the plants are just to fight back the snow and bloom when it disappears. So as you can see, there's not loads of snow. It's the second day we've had snow, but there's enough to bring this little village to a standstill because there's no gritters or anything that passes the road. The only thing I've seen pass the road at the bottom are tractors and 4x4s, and that's been very few. And when I've gone down there, it's completely white, and the white is now turned to ice, so it's completely impassable. But I'm hoping it clears soon because I've got a class here tomorrow. And I love about the snow is seeing all the footprints of the wildlife out. So let's have a look around the garden and in the polytunnel, and let's see how things are faring up in this extreme cold weather. So this is tree cabbage here, and you can just about make out the bed because of the snow. And it's looking pretty limp and a bit sad, but it will soon bounce back, and you can actually use this cabbage almost like a perennial as long as you stop it going to seed. It will last good 2 to 3 years, and it's particularly good in this kind of weather. But what I've realised is when we do get a frost or snow, because last night was -11 in the polytunnel, we had -11 last year, and then we had rain straight afterwards, and it killed a lot of these because it went from frost to complete saturation of rain. Now we've got a big storm coming in on Sunday evening, so it's going to depend how much rain that brings, but then Monday it's going to be sunny, so I'm hoping these guys will just bounce back and I'll be eating from you pretty soon. Now I simply had to show you these. This is last year's mullein, and beneath the snow you can just about make out, if anything, the leaves are underneath the snow, so we'll see how well they fit. But I love how these are just standing here dry and strong, still willing to stand up to the sky. And it's lovely to see that, and I purposely left these out with the wildlife and just for structure in the garden. Well, here in the herb patch, things are pretty much looking the same, just you can't see as much because there's a bit of snow. The roses are still up, I haven't trimmed them back yet this year. Well, not since the summer anyway. The sage is still looking quite upright. Got thyme over there. So there's still herbs to harvest for medicine and for food. And the St. John's wort is still standing, so is the mugwort. So it's surprising how many plants are still standing tall and proud amongst the couple of inches of snow that we have had. And it gives you an idea of the strength of these plants. But I also like to think about all those beings that are now couched up in the earth waiting to sprout in the spring, and think about the effect that this snow may have, and even what effect of the nutrients that the snow carries that are going into the earth as well. So let's jump in the polytunnel now and see how things are looking in there. Checking on Midnight as well. He's coming to see us. Hello, boy. You okay? Well, it's actually quite warm in here now. You can see behind me I've got the fleece, and that's on the beds. I've got my mustards, my rizunas and my winter salads, really, because I didn't want the frost to get to those. I've still got something to eat. Kales and stuff's looking okay, beetroot's looking okay, spinach. It's starting to spring back up now, it's warmed up in here. So let's go down to the bottom and check out some of the herbs on the bottom and how they are faring up. So the coriander is amazingly doing fine. So I put some under the cloche so I could see the difference. And considering it was -11 in here last night, you can hardly see the difference between the ones that were covered and weren't covered. Garlic's looking good. Major celandine's looking slightly sad, but will soon pop back up. And mallow over there is fine. Got sage. And then this is the ashwagandha, which died back after the first little frost we had this last year now. But the roots under there will be fine. I don't know if you heard that, was some snow falling off the roof. And then got some chamomile here, Roman chamomile, perennial chamomile. The lemongrass is gone, but that went with the first frost, along with the datura. milk thistle is looking okay, although it is trying to flower at this time of year, so I'll see how that one goes. And then there's some hearties amongst there. As you can see, I don't think the top temperature is right because I hadn't reset it for quite some time, but minus 11.1 was the lowest temperature, and it's currently 17.8 in here at the moment. It definitely feels warm, but I don't think it's quite that warm. This thermometer gives you a rough idea, but certainly isn't fully correct. So the fleece that I mentioned to you behind me is getting very warm in here, so I'm going to pull that back now. But it's really worth having because I can quickly put it out. I particularly use it early on in the year when the tomatoes are in here and there's a frost forecast, and I put them out already. It's great just to cover those really early crops that you're trying to get in early to have an early harvest. Let's just go on a little walk and see how things are around the place and see what the wild plants are doing. So let me take you on a walk just up to the woodlands and you can check out the land. Love that sound of the snow, that squelchy sound. Hopefully you can hear it a bit. But you can see here the dogwood's glowing and so is the willow in this beautiful sunshine on the snow. You might hear the stream in the distance and we'll go and have a look how that's doing. Hopefully this feels like you're coming on a walk with me. Oh, a molehill has appeared. So the moles have woken up from the frost and the snow. A couple actually. So let's have a look. Stream is looking good, a few icicles in there, but it's back running. Coal dip by the side of us there, and let's just take a little walk up to the woods. See how things are at the top. So the sun's coming out and you can see more and more of the grass. And you can see the fox footprints. I'm assuming it's the fox because we've seen the fox around this morning. Not so long ago this was saturated and like a river down here because the springs were coming up through the ground everywhere. And now it's saturated with snow. Kind of feel. Open the willow door. In the spring this is a carpet of opposite leaf going saxifrage, but you kind of wouldn't know that now. Well, I'm just about battling through here because it's quite deep and mud underneath, frozen mud. There you go. So I want to take you to the top so we can have a look just what plants are going and poking through at the top, and also see the difference in the woods and why it's so great to have the woods. There you go, under the trees. Okay, so the edges of the woods are always the most interesting. There's usually lots of wood avens here. They're under the snow. Sure they'll appear tomorrow. You hear the stream. And let's just go through the woodlands now. There's lots of ivy. Common ivy on the ground. And you can see it's a lot less snow in here because it has to get through the top, this is the densest part of the woods we've got, so it's a lot harder for it to get through. So I just want to go down the bottom and see what the plants are like down that end. And this place is a great shelter for the wildlife as well in this weather, because it's never as harsh in here. Ooh, you can see more tracks there. You see them? Any guesses what they are? And we're coming up now towards our old toilet. Hard to believe that we had that as a toilet for 6 years. But you know, we started with nothing, and everything we've gained has been a bonus. Doing things slowly, like nature. So, just coming out, you can probably see the light coming now towards the other end. There's our old toilet. And let's have a look if the wood avens are doing anything down here. Okay. So Herb Robert is up and around. And yes, there's some wood avens there. And again, more ivy. And as always, good old bramble is always around to offer you some medicine. So hopefully you enjoyed that walk around the woods and seeing what herbs are available when the snow is around and seeing the effect it has. And I hope you were enjoying your winter, however it is for you, and I hope you've had a fun snow day if you've had snow your end. And if you enjoyed this video, please click subscribe, it really helps get the videos out there. And head on over to my website, selinawalker.earth, and sign up to my free newsletter, and I'll see you all soon. Diolch am gwylio. Thank you for watching.